everybody, welcome back to my channel. I missed yesterday. I got really tied up with some things and didn't get finished until like 7:30 last night, and by that time I was just exhausted. Excuse me while I put some lotion on my hands. I just washed my hands and I can't tolerate not having lotion on my hands. I'm back to work on our Lapbook, and I'll show you what I have accomplished. I have figured out my cover 90%. As you can see, I haven't done that yet. During all my time, I have been working on matting the basic elements. This side I've already put in, so we have none of this is complete, but just the base element of it. Let me get a piece of cardstock here so I have something. Whew. So we have a flip there, the pocket, and a pocket. 3 turns, a pocket. So I decided, as discussed, to mirror what I did over there. It's not exact. Some of it is the same, some of it is not. But the one thing I thought about, that's just the base. These are not decorated yet. So what I thought I would do, first of all, is show you how I assembled all of this. And then I have 2, I think, pretty neat elements. One for each of these that I'm going to show you how I made. I think you'll like them. So on the inside here, well, let's just start with this one first. All of this goes in the center. I've already inked and all of that, so this shouldn't take too long. But this side has this flip that comes up. I wanted to put it on before I matted that there. So I'm just going to put some glue, of course, on the little flap. Well, I hope you're all having better weather than what we're having up here in New England, because it has been beautiful all week. Yesterday it was cooler, you know, like in the, I'd say, high 60s. But then, late yesterday, it started raining. It has been raining all day. It's not currently raining, but it's like, it has to be. Time is it? Yeah, 7 o'clock at night. Cold. I think our high was supposed to be 59 today, if that. But cold, gray, and rainy. And tomorrow is supposed to be just as bad, if not worse. So that's quite disappointing for a holiday weekend. We expected to have kids and grandkids over and cookouts and swimming and the whole 9 yards, and that's clearly not happening. But, you know, it's a far difference. It feels so much colder at 59 now because, you know, we've been up in the high 80s, and last Sunday we were over 90, and, you know, all of a sudden to go backwards like this is, it feels like winter. Feels like winter. When I take the dog out, I actually have to put a coat on because my body is that cold, you know. So I just put the flap, so the flap would be underneath the mat here. It would be hidden. And then I'm just going to put this pocket. And I tell you, I wish before I glued this one down. Hard to get all this on screen. Where'd it go? This one. Before I glued this one down, this one has the little piece of the file folder, and it just kept flipping up. So stupid me, I added a little bit of glue there, so now this pocket's sort of tight, which is, I don't know. You still have a pocket here, a pocket in the back, but on this one I chose to cut those little notches off because of that. This is really time consuming, like matting all of this. I spent probably I bet every bit of 3 hours yesterday morning matting, and this all day, well, most of my day today. I can't say all day, but several hours today matting this and then working on the 2 things that I'm going to show you. They are complete, but I was going to share with you how I made them. I think you'll really like them. I'm hoping you will. And I just want to put this low enough. Oh no, I'm on the wrong mat. I'm like, why does that not look right? There we go. Stupid me. Glad I caught it. So you'll have the pocket, well, I gotta let that dry. You have the pocket behind and the pocket in front. And like I said, these are not decorated yet. I have just put the base on them. The background, let's say. Alright, so that's the first flip. This one, we're just going to do the same thing. Put this on before we mat. Let me stand up to do this. Just trying to line this up where I want it. Yeah. And then we'll put the mat on this one. So, what do you all have planned for this holiday weekend? Our plans sort of went awry, like I said. Hopefully your weather is cooperating and you're able to get out and about and have family time. Put this mat down. Go, both of you. That would be my husband and my dog. My husband's trying to get my dog all rowdy, I think. Get some of that glue from where I almost glued that piece down. And then I made the side pocket, of course. That goes on here. And I will tell you, the paper that I'm using, Lorna Taylor, this, and some other is Artie Mays, and Crafty Cat USA, and there's some other paper. Oh, I can't remember the name. I'm going to have to get it out. Well, you can't really see. It was the paper that had the big cogs on it. All different colors I have of that. I'm going to have to look that name up. It's somebody new. Well, new to me. Okay, so just like that now. See how they sort of mirror one another? Okay, so here, and I'm not going to attach these today because I want to do something with these, with this surface on both of these before I do. I haven't decided what that is going to be yet, but so we got that done. This is what I've been working on today. Been working on this pocket. Envelope, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you would call it. I guess pocket. In the shape of a corset. And then this flip, which I put a pocket here, a pocket here, a side tuck, and a pocket. And I thought, like this is not decorated yet, but what I thought for these, at least what I'm thinking, is once I decide what I'm doing to this cover, I'll put that there and that there. So today, I thought I would share with you how I made both of these. And I think, oh, did I start my timer, I wonder? No, I didn't. I'm going to turn you off real quick and back on and set my timer. I just want to make sure the camera doesn't go off. Okay, I'll start my timer now. Thought I had already done that. So for this first flip, there we go. For the first flip, of course I used a file folder, and the measurements can be adjusted to whatever size your journal is. For the size journal that I'm using, and I'm just cutting these two pieces apart. It'll be easier for me to manage. For this part with the flap, I used this as my center, so I would have a tab, and I think what I ended up doing to make it easier, if I could find my Tim Holtz, there it is. Mine came out to like 4 3/4 wide from the center. So this is about, I really don't want to mess with measurements on this because it took me a while to center that before. So let me, my little turnstile here got turned around the other way. I'm just going to make this 2 and 2 is 4. About what? I don't know. It may or may not be centered, but you would center your flap if you wanted that. You could make your own flap. But I wanted the tab, I keep saying flap, but I wanted the tab to become part of the flap. So that's the first piece, and I'm just gonna, first piece. And I need it to be 9 inches, forgot about that, 9 inches long. Ooh, just barely made that. Alright, I'm just going to cut out the 3 main pieces. The inside pocket. This right. I want to see if I measured this. No, I'm about 1/4 inch off. I'm about 1/4 inch off. So this is 4.5. So I'm going to cut this. Out there. Hopefully that will be right. Yep. So I'm just cutting basically a square, which is going to be, mine measured 6 1/4. Long. It's going to go in here. So this is our second piece. And then there's one final piece, which is going to be smaller than this width. And I need it to be 6 1/4, really. I'm going to cut this tab off. I'm going to get my length first, which was 6 1/4. And then this is going to be the pocket on the inside of that. And then the flap on the outside, you want to be smaller than this piece. So I'm just going to guess right about there. You can have it the same, but yeah, that's good for sake of showing you the process. So you have 3 pieces to that basic. Excuse my writing because it's horrific and I know it. I'm going to get this out of my way. bring out the square board. On your first piece, you need to determine how long you want your flap. I'm going to score mine at 2 inches. So I'll have a 2-inch flap. And then I'm just going to score at 2 1/8. So whatever length you want your flap to be this way. And then I would score it at least one more time, which is going to give you the little edge there. So that's the first piece. The second piece is pretty straightforward. It's going to be the inside pocket. It's going to be this piece. You can determine, like that looks a bit long to me, I would want this down to about there. Personally, just cut that off. So it's easier to get things in and out of, like you would just roughly. Well, we'll do that in a second. I'll show you why. But this would be like that. So you got your pocket here. And then this third piece, once again, you can establish how long you want this. I like mine so that it's up under the tab, the flap up here. So if I did this right, that's longer. Well, how long did I cut this? 7 and an 8. Why did I cut this 7 and 8? Oh, I cut it too long. I must not have. Yeah, I didn't cut it down. All right, I wanted this to be 6 1/4 on the length. Okay. So you establish how long you want your outside flap, and then score. I'm going to do 1/2 inch. 3/8 of an inch. And 3/4. That once again is going to give you a little, I don't know what you want to call it. From the bottom line here, that's where it's going to get attached to the back here. And then it's going to give you a little bit of a spine, a mini spine, I guess, to add for the bulk. So you have 3 pieces. Very simple. First piece is the piece with your flap. Score it depending on how long you want your flap. The first pocket on the inside is just square, and however tall you want it to be. And then the outside flap is how long you want it to be. And make your scores so you can glue it to the back, and it shuts like that. Then you have your choice of if you want side tucks, pockets. Like I put a side tuck here, pocket, side tuck, cut out half moon here, so you got a pocket and a side tuck. And all you have to do, of course, is just glue your 3 sides. And I put the base mat. Let's call it mat. I mat it before I assemble it. It's just going to be easier, and especially for this piece, to cut out your... I might just do that in case I do something with this. But I sort of like it off to the side. I think I'll put this one over here. Because then if I put a half side tuck, you can still see the little half moon. And then just glue this piece. And this is really a take on, and I can't remember who the person was. Do you remember this? I made this during the 100-day challenge. It was a long time ago though. It's a take on this one that had the mini journal in it. Of course, I'm not putting a journal in this one, but that's what gave me the idea for this. So then you have your flap, your pocket, and your flap, your flip, add pockets, whatever you want to do, decorate it however you want to do it. So that's the first one. That's the base of this. Then for the gusset, or the corset rather, I really enjoyed making this. I really did. And it came together so nice for me. Hopefully it will while I'm doing this. I'm not going to assemble it, but I will show you the basis of how I made it. Let's see. So once again, the base of what I did, I used a file folder for. And let me see, am I going to cut? Yeah, I'm going to cut this tab off. And I need this to be 4 3/4 wide. I wonder if let me cut this apart. I'm going to cut these pieces apart. Because then I can get more out of it this way. 4 3/4 is how large I made mine. 4 3/4 wide. Why is this on the wrong piece? Where in the world did I get 9 inches? That's not 9 inches. Boy, 7 inches. By 7. That's piece number 1. Piece 1. Piece 2 is this the actual inside pocket that these attach to. The inside pocket is going to be 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. I wanted to see how long this was. Yeah, so I can use that length. I'll cut this 4 3/4. So it's this same width as piece 1. By 6 1/4. Yep. Let's see. That's wrong. What am I measuring wrong? 6 1/4. Oh, yeah. Because I'm going to... What did I... Oh, reading measurements from the other one. 4 3/4 by 7. This is by 6. Might help if I'm looking at the right measurements on each piece, right? Wow, I was like, this isn't working out right. Alright, by 6. This is piece 2. And the last thing I did was, you need 2 pieces. Well, you start out with, let me cut the tab off. Well, let me cut it this way. I'm going to cut this 5 inches wide. Just cutting the tab off here. So I used 5 inches wide by 6 1/2. And actually, these are going to be, yeah, 2 1/2. I'm just going to cut this in half. So that's what's going to happen. Let me make sure I got my measurements right here. 5. So 2 1/2. Alright, so you need 3 pieces. The third piece is cut in half. Piece 3, piece 3. 1 and 2. Alright. Then, get rid of this. Bring out the scoreboard, which I have, oh, set it right next to me. Like, where'd the scoreboard go? So, piece 1, the only thing really I did to it was round my corners. And that's the base for this. Piece 2, you need to score 1/2 inch on the bottom. On these 2 pieces, it's really, you don't need score. It's very easy, quite honestly. Rid of that. Jump over the hump here. What I did was I found the angle that I wanted to cut these at. And it can be whatever angle you want, but I just knew that I wanted it to come in. So I just did like we do on our tags. When you cut the one side, flip it over and cut the other side. if I can figure out what sign that is. What did I just do? There we go. Oh. Can you tell it's late? So just do like you do when you're making a tag and you're trimming the top. And the easiest thing is use this as your guide for your second piece if you're a little bit slow like me. Yikes, that was dangerous, huh? I don't think I have my edges right, but you see what I'm saying, I hope. Just cut from your corner. Do like you do on your tags. Find the angle you want, cut it off, use it to measure the other pieces. Then, of course, you're going to punch your holes for the course. Well, I do need my scoreboard again. Forgot about that. On the long edges of these, you're going to score at 1/2 inch. Forgot about that. There we go. So you basically have your base, what's going to become the pocket on the inside, and the 2 pieces for the corset. And then you're going to figure out where you want your corset. And what I ended up deciding when I was making mine, I wanted the top here to be equal with the pocket behind it. Doesn't have to be. Initially, I wasn't going to put that pocket there, but I was like, I was going to do something down here, and I thought, I better make it long. That way you can actually use it as a pocket. So the next thing I did, as you can guess, is grabbed my Tim Holtz and marked where I wanted my eyelets. I just found the center, and then, you know, sort of like when you're, make sure you come in far enough that your eyelet isn't gonna, you know, I just marked where I wanted those holes. And then I think I used this hole punch. Yeah. Punch the holes out. I used this to mirror this one for the holes. Could have probably punched the holes all at the same time, but that's how I found where I wanted my holes. On this piece, that's going to be the pocket here that we scored the 1/2 inch. I'm gluing mine flat onto whatever I'm putting it on. So I used this, these flaps, more or less to secure them to this pocket. The one thing I forgot is you're going to need to trim these where you scored. Cut from the score mark down at an angle so they don't show on both pieces. Right? And then what I did, once I determined, okay, I want this to end at the top. And you can see by looking at your piece what you may or may not want to do. Like on this one, maybe I would cut, yeah, because I wanted that up. Yeah, that's where I would want it. I would line that up at the top. So what I did was I took my glue, well, put your eyelets in, cover, I should say this, after you cut out your pieces, cover them with whatever paper of choice. And then punch your holes, put your eyelets in. Then when you're ready to assemble, what I did was, like I said, I determined I want the bottom of this angle at the top of the corset. The bottom of the bottom of the top. You know what I'm talking about, right? When I located it, I just took, not all the way, but a little bit of glue there, and I took my glue along the edge here, and I knew I had a little bit more room along the edge, because you're going to need, I'm trying to remember, you're going to need the flexibility and just glue it to the side. Keep your little flap available or free. Doesn't matter if this, you're going to want this to be, why I only glued this here. Keep that thought. Let me turn you off and right back on. The reason, I'm back. The reason you want this loose is so that when you lace this, I tried to lace these pieces before they were assembled on here, and it was just fruitless, you know. And finally I thought, you know, I need it to be more stable to be able to lace it. Now on this particular, you can establish how much of an opening you want here. Like on this piece, maybe you want it closer, maybe you want it closer together. I chose on this to keep that gap. So you would adjust that by the size of these. So let me just do this real quick so I don't bore you to death. I'm going to, once again, run my glue down here. The holes should be punched in this, but for demonstration purposes I'm going to proceed just so you can see the assembly. And then it's really not hard. You're just going to glue your flaps on the back here. And really, I don't even know if you need these. I did because I wanted the pocket to have more flexibility. But you don't have to. The pocket would be tighter. And then you just glue your pieces together. And that's all there was to it. I had seen something with a corset, and I was like, oh, that would be so cool for steampunk, right? So this is what I came up with, because I was thinking about something for that one part of that journal, and I thought that would be pretty cool. This is Tim Holtz ball and chain. I think I'm going to cut this down a little bit shorter. I wanted to make sure that I had enough to get through there, but I think I'm going to cut these a little bit shorter. But I'm really pleased with that. I thought about lace, like a thin lace you could use, the string, whatever you would want to do. But I thought since I'm sort of going industrial steampunk, I thought the first thing I used was beading wire. And I had such a thin wire, I tripled it. And then when I put it through, it almost looked like, it didn't look like metal or whatever. And then I remembered I've had this ball, this chain for years. I bet 3 or 4 years. I had that packet and never opened it. And I thought, let me see if that chain will work. And I was thrilled with that. I'll probably use more of this chain as I decorate the journal. You know, because I want to punk it up. So anyway, I hope that this helps you. I hope it inspires you. I'm going to make a decision on what I'm doing here before I place these items. But then the last thing I would have to do, well, we have to decorate, of course. I have to finalize my thoughts for my cover. But I think the next thing I would start doing as far as videos for this, maybe the decorating of it. You know, the adding of the pockets and whatever tucks and, you know what I mean? However, all of this is going to be decorated. And I'm definitely going to make some sort of journal for the center here. But this is what I'm thinking right now. I just want to figure out what I want to put there. And then we'll have the base of the inside pretty much done. And then be able to start the decorating and, you know, making of the tags and all that good stuff. So, with that being said, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I will see you tomorrow. And happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.